during the 1920s, baseball became America's most favorite sport. During this time period, players like Babe Ruth made the sport exciting by making plays like triple plays where a person would get 3 people out, or a grand slam where a person would hit a home run and get 4 people into home plate. But there was so much more. For instance, there was a color barrier until 1944 when Jackie Robinson was the first African American player to play in the baseball. He first joined the Cleveland Dodgers. Jackie Robinson made the biggest change in baseball ever. And as he once said, the way I figured it, I was even with baseball and baseball with me. The game had done much for me and I had done much for it. Even though he made the greatest change in baseball, the best baseball player ever to play the game was Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was born in 1895 and was born in Baltimore, Maryland. He started his major league career when he joined the Baltimore Orioles. He played with the Orioles for about 1 more year before he got his contract sold to the Boston Red Sox in 1914. While with the team, he got a record of 29 consecutive strikeout innings and won 3 World Series titles and broke the MLB's record of 29 home runs in a season. And after 6 years with the Boston Red Sox, his contract got sold to the New York Yankees. While with the Yankees, he won 4 more World Series titles, did his infamous called the shot after he hit a home run, and then he did his 3rd home run in a single season record with 59 home runs. And then after the Yankees, he got sold to the Boston Braves in 1935, and then eventually in 1945 died of cancer. And as Babe Ruth once said, you can't beat a person who never gives up. And back to how African Americans changed baseball. Before the color barrier was broken, African Americans had their own league called the NLB, which is Negro League Baseball. The African Americans formed this league because they were not allowed to play in major and minor team baseball leagues. The first known baseball game between 2 African American teams was held on November 15th, 1859 in New York City at the Henson Baseball Club. The 2 teams that played were the Jamaican Queens and defeated the Unknowns of Weeksville, Brooklyn, 54-43. But the first African American before Jackie Robinson was Bud Fowler, who played with Chelsea, Massachusetts club in 1878 and then pinched for Lynn, Massachusetts team. But if it weren't for Bud Fowler or Jackie Robinson, African Americans might still not have been able to play in American League Baseball today. And another quote from Jackie Robinson: "This ain't fun, but you watch me, I'll get it done." And back to players during that time. Shoeless Joe Jackson was a player for the Chicago White Sox, which in 1919 got accused for throwing the World Series games when a gangster named Arnold Rothstein supplied them with money after he made a bet with Joseph Sullivan that the Cincinnati Reds would win the championship. This case was soon taken to Supreme Court when 8 players from the White Sox, including Shoeless Joe Jackson, Fred McMullen, Charles Risberg, George Weaver, Claude Lefty Williams, and George Frazier. And after the case was closed, all 8 players got banned from the major leagues. They took this offer because the owner of the White Sox, Charles Comiskey, was a cheapskate and didn't pay the team as much as they should have been paid. And due to this, team owners decided in 1920 to get a national commissioner named Kensaw Mountain Landis. The team owners hired the commissioner because they didn't want things like the Black Sox scandals to ever happen again. And ever since baseball has hired a commissioner, No scandals like this has ever happened since then. Obviously, during this time period, baseball was a crazy sport between Jackie Robinson being the first African American player in the league, or the Black Sox scandals, or the first commissioner of baseball, or Babe Ruth being the first person to hit over 59 home runs in a season. And without those players, baseball wouldn't be the same way it was now.